So when it comes to negotiating the exchange, there's a clear sort of route you have to take. It's slightly easier to negotiate because the moment that you negotiate an exchange, you are agreeing to complete on that purchase. You are saying, right, we're going to exchange and complete. The exchange gives the vendor some certainty that you're moving ahead. So they're much easier to negotiate than some of the other strategies that we've spoken about. However, what you need to be really firm on is what is the exchange subject to? Is it subject to planning? If it's subject to planning, is it subject to getting the decision notice? Is it subject to getting the pre-commencements ticked off? Is it subject to getting the Section 106 signed off? Is it subject to getting your development finance through? There's all of these clauses that you need to ensure are correct. And that ties in nicely with the legal process in that you need to make sure you've got a good solicitor who looks after your interests and make sure that you're protected from every aspect of the exchange to make sure that you know exactly when you're due to complete. And they need to make sure that you're in a position where you actually can complete and where you can actually draw down your development finance or your bridging finance or your mortgage or whatever you've decided to go for. Because if you can't do that and then you get served with your 10-day notice, it becomes very, very difficult and you could leave yourself in a position to be sued. So negotiating it's a very, very dangerous strategy for the purchaser because it can leave you in a lot of trouble. So that's where getting a good solicitor in place, going through very, very clear negotiations and setting very clear timescales and very clear sort of goalposts of when you're going to complete is massively important. And bring your broker in as well, talk to your broker, find out when the development finance is available to be drawn down, because you need to make sure if you go and negotiate your exchange subject to your Section 106, for example, but not your pre-commencements, you might go to your development finance lender and they might say, well, actually, we need all of the pre-commencements ticked off before we can lend you the development finance, at which point you're then in a position where you've been served your notice, you haven't done your pre-commencements, you can't draw down on your development finance, you've then got to rush around trying to find investors and everything else. So the negotiations need to be very, very clear and you need to bring everyone to the table to make sure that you set out a timeline that is achievable, but also protects you more than anyone else.